You are welcome to this channel. Don't forget to like, to share, and also to subscribe. In the news, Natasha. Rest member seeks reforms to address ambiguous judgments. Clement Jimbo, a member of the House of Representatives, has advocated for legal reforms to stop Nigerian courts from interpreting judgments in error. Jumbo made the remarks on Friday's episode of Channels Television Sunrise Daily in response to the confusion surrounding the Senate and Senator Natasha Akpabio's most recent court case. The lawmaker who represents the Etimepo Ika Federal Constituency claimed that the Senate had offered contradictory interpretations of the controversial decision by the Federal High Court. He claimed that the senator and the Senate had offered contradictory interpretations of the controversial decision by the Federal High Court. The National Assembly should reach a resolution, and I will ask that a committee that will sit in and review specific or pertinent sections of our Constitution and our laws in a way that gives very clear instruction to our judges and mandates that they be given a template on which to write their decisions. In addition, I want to propose to Parliament that the Constitutional Review Committee, in conjunction with the Committee on Judiciary, create an ad hoc committee to sit in and, in every clear terms, review a particular or relevant section of our Constitution and our laws, and it ought to be clear on all fronts, he said. Senator Natasha attempted to resume legislative duties based on her interpretation of the court's remarks, but Senate security officials prevented her entry, with the upper chamber claiming that the ruling did not include any legally binding order for her recall. The lawmaker then expressed her dissatisfaction with the outcome of the case. I wouldn't understand why, in the legal system of Nigeria, 1 meter in the High Court is not equal to 1 meter in the appellate court. My opinion should go beyond this, and that our judges should do the same. He emphasized that even though the court is an independent body, court decisions must be made in plain and concise language to prevent misinterpretation by the public or the parties involved. He further suggested that the National Assembly establish a committee to review pertinent sections of the Constitution and legal guidelines for the writing of judgments. Senator Natasha, a representative for Kogi Central, was denied entry to the National Assembly on Tuesday, but she was able to resume her duties. The Kogi lawmaker promises to follow up when the Senate, which is scheduled to take a 2-month break, resumes and will consult with her legal team. She cited the Federal High Court decision insisting that she resumes. In response to her claim of sexual harassment, Natasha remains suspended. Senate defense entry denial to lawmaker. In response to her claim of sexual harassment against Senate President Godswill Akpabio, the Senate suspended Akpoti Uduaghan for 6 months on March 6 for breaking his rule. The Kogi lawmaker filed a lawsuit and claimed that her suspension was unlawful. However, the Senate advised her against entering the chamber. Well, those were the submission of Mr. Jimbo, a House of Representative member, as regards the situation on ground regarding the resumption of Senator Natasha because of the interpretation, or is it misinterpretation or double interpretation of the judgment. And looking at, from the Natasha's point of view, as long as it was mentioned in the CTC that the Senate should look at his rule and then to remove all the unnecessary overreach by, not making sure that they should think about, recalling Natasha back. Because if by constitution they are supposed to sit for 181 days and Natasha is suspended for 180 days, it means that the right of our people, Kogi Central people that she's representing, has been infringed upon, even though Natasha is the one that they want to punish. But at the end of the day, Kogi Central wouldn't have had the representation for a whole legislative year, and that ought not to be. And the judge is seeing that as unnecessary legislative overreach, that they should look into their laws, their, powers and privileges and then adjust the law. And Natasha, on her part, decided to interpret the so-called in quote suggestion by the judge as meaning that she should go and resume with immediate effect. But then on the other side, the Senate is saying it's a suggestion, it's an advisory comment that the judge is saying in his own opinion it wasn't an order, an expert instruction that this should be carried out forthwith. And they also juxtapose it with the orders that were given. For example, that Natasha, because of contempt, was guilty of contempt, therefore she should pay a sum of 5 million naira into the federal coffer. It's an express order. And also, she should tender apology to the court on 2 daily national newspapers and then one on her own social media Facebook page. So these are the orders, unlike, well, in my own opinion, that the judge said. So these are the statement that brings ambiguity according to Mr. Jimba, and he believes that there is need for the legislature to also promulgate a law that is going to, allow the judiciary to give judgments in plain terms. If they want to use an affirmative word, use it. And if you're not going to use it, just clearly state that I am only suggesting, I am not ordering. This is my own suggestion. It's not a conclusion, neither is it a judgment. And or they shouldn't even allow such statement to even occur at all. Maybe the judges should just be silent over the whole matter. Be it as it may, there is a controversy now, a little confusion, especially for both sides. Most importantly, those who love Natasha and they want her to return even to the Senate. It's so unfortunate that well, they have gone for recess and it's not going to resume. And to a large extent, she has succeeded or successfully lost a plenary, a year of legislative assignment. Well, I hope the people of Kogi Central will, recover by the time they resume again in 2 months' time. And even that she has a lot of work to do. At least she will have been, survived the issue of double tragedy. Even if she didn't resume because of court instruction, she will resume because her punishment has elapsed. And also that Nigerians too, we shouldn't allow emotion to rule whatever we are doing. Let's look at the whole thing and then at least with sincere mind make our general conclusions. And also our learned practitioners, lawyers should not confuse the public over this issue any further. Nigeria will be great. Don't forget to like, to share, and also to subscribe even onto our channel. Thank you.